Yeah, eventually I need one like this.
Do you want to try it? That's an e-bike, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I have the throttle off right now.
okay.
That's one. Oh, really? What's happening, dudes? This is an electric tricycle. They say it can go 16 miles an hour. Range is 45 to 75 miles. Load capacity is 450 pounds, which is actually pretty decent. Peak power on this thing is 1500 watts. It's got the rear differential. They sell this thing actually in 5 different colors. And the list price is $2,300, but it's actually on about $400 sale off that right now. And the link below this video in the description box. Also, I probably have a little extra discount code down there for you. It's called the Mooncool TK Pro, and today we're gonna review it. And it is a folding trike. So the whole thing folds up about this small to save space, and it comes 95% assembled. Comes with metal fenders. This is the pretty blue color I like. Looks like we'll have lights on the rear. Folding frame clicks together right here. Handlebars. It's got hydraulic brakes. Front wheel drops on. Rolling on 20x3 CST knobby tread patrol tires. It's got front suspension, basic lock and unlock, little headlight on front, and a place to mount a front rack. Metal pedals come pre-installed. It's got a chain guard. Front wheel has the quick release skewer. Yeah, I'd say that's about 95% assembled. Comes with the rear rack installed. We have a light on the back too. And it has a differential on the back that allows the wheels to turn at different speeds for navigating corners smoothly. We get a single hydraulic brake for the rear axle, and it's running Star Union hydraulic brakes. The motor is rated for 750 watts of continuous power. Can run peak bursts bigger than that. We'll pop that battery out in a moment. Looks like the controller is here. So on this one, the powertrain works. You pedal it, and the power from your legs goes through this 7-speed cassette. You can change your gears with a Shimano Tourney derailleur, and then the hub drive is a Mooncool brand, and then all of that power gets sent back to the differential on the rear, and then finally all of the power from the motor and your legs gets sent through this differential and is delivered to whichever wheel turns the easiest. So you can navigate turns easily. Battery comes off with a key. It is a 48 volt system, 20 amp hour battery pack, 960 watt hours of energy. Comes with a 3 amp charger, which means it would take about 6.5 hours to charge the battery from empty to full. Seat post has lots of adjustments and is really long. Here's what it looks like with the seat on max and the handlebars on min. Let's see if I can get on there. So this is actually a relatively compact electric trike. Get up in my monster truck. I can't even reach the pedals when the seat's on max height. Handlebars are on minimum right now. Handlebar height is adjustable. They come up to about there. Seat height is obviously adjustable. Oh yeah, it goes all the way down. So, needless to say, this trike could fit a wide variety of heights. Has a very low step through height, making it super approachable, easy to get on, and here's what I look like with the seat on the minimum and the handlebars on maximum. Nice, comfy riding position. Brakes actually feel really nice. I mean, it is the TK Pro, right? So it's got the super wide, squishy seat backrest, adjustable backrest at that. It's got the Star Union hydraulic brakes. These feel nice. And there is the emergency brake. A little bit of red flare on that. And that is important so it won't roll off on you because there's no kickstands on these trikes. Well, if there was a kickstand, that would be kind of a dumb thing to have. Round grips. Here's the horn. Here's the controls. Wonder what display we get. Turn it on in a minute. Oh, basic 6-speed shifter. I think I said there's 7 gears on the cassette, so I think there's actually only 6. And then of course you have your pedal assist system as well as your quarter twist throttle for acceleration. Minor detail, but I really like how these fenders go on. Sometimes these fenders are really hard to go on. This one is easy because it just has this little clamp and you just kind of tighten those bolts down. Just kind of line them up and then and they give you this little net for the rear basket and a water bottle holder for right here. And they also give you this rack for the front, which the headlight would kind of be in the way, but the headlight has a really long cord and you just mount the headlight up here on the front of the basket. And then they also give you this big basket. So how it works is you put this on here and then this bolts right on there, and then the headlight would be moved to the front if you need all the storage space. And after you have the battery on, let's power this thing up. So we get a color power display. Battery readout is right here in terms of bars as well as percent. MPHs front and center. We get our typical 5 volts of pedal assist, turn signals. Oh, we do get our power output as well as max speed, average speed. Cool. Let's check the advanced menus real quick. Cryptic. Here's what the headlight looks like. And the lights on the back are actually really bright. If you grab the brake lever, they light up a bit brighter. And what if we put a turn signal on? Oh yeah, it does have a turn signal down there. And let's just try the power out indoors. It's got the open differential, so I'll pick up one wheel, give it throttle. It's gonna send power to the wheel of least resistance. So it'll be this one. Hopefully, pedal assist 5, ready, go! Oh yeah. 15, 16 miles an hour on the dash. All right, dudes, let's check out the Mooncool TK Pro electric trike. We did have the TK1 on the channel about 5 months ago. This one has about 25% more battery capacity and about 50% more power. So let's go see how it does. I was looking at my review of the TK1. This one actually has a much nicer display, and this one has like the couch style seat compared to the one that doesn't have the back on for the TK1. And of course, we'll check our official range on the Strava app. In case you've never seen it, these trikes will fit through a normal door. It's close, but it can definitely do it. And those lights on the rear are pretty bright, and as well as the front headlights. See them kind of reflecting on the door there. Yeah, definitely a relatively bright front light, and when you don't have it on that front rack, it'll churn with the handlebars. If you have that front rack on there with the headlight on it, it'll just always point whichever way the bike's pointed. So even the TK1 was able to climb the 20% grade on full throttle. Let's try the TK Pro. I weigh 200 pounds still, pedal assist 5, throttle only. Ready, go! Oh, I need to change these menus over actually. How do I do that? So it's climbing no problem. I want to do that again just to show the wattage. These brakes feel good on this thing. Let's try not to get ran over here. Please don't crush me. Actually, that first run was on pedal assist 3, but I wanted that watt meter up there, so ready, go. So showing 1,000 watts of power, 1,200 watts of power, almost 1,300 watts of power. I mean, this is pretty good for an electric trike, like climb that 20% grade. I have regular electric bicycles that can't do that sometimes. This one, no problem at all. Not even pedaling. Another lovely day in Southern California. Enjoy the ride. Let me just tell you how this works in case you don't know how e-trikes and e-bikes work. Pedal assist 0, throttle doesn't work. There will give you no power assistance if you pedal it. The gearing on this one is geared for some really slow speed pedaling, which is really ideal for an electric trike. These things shouldn't go fast, and this one does not go fast. But gear 1 here, geared for about 3 miles an hour. Pedal assist 0, you can pedal it no problem, and it does have a torque sensor, which means the harder you press on the pedals, the more power the bike will give you in proportion to how hard you press. So you can see that watt meter kind of peaking up to about 100 watts there if I'm pedaling on gear number 3. So the torque sensor gives you a more intuitive cycling experience compared to like a cadence sensor. Cadence sensors just give you power based on not how hard you press on the pedals. It's just determined speed-based usually. So pedal assist 1 is gentle. If you want to get a little exercise on, you know, get out, cruise around your neighborhood, throw it. Pedal assist 1, gear number 3 here, just cruise at a nice healthy pace, 6 miles an hour. See what happens on throttle on pedal assist 1. So that, oh yeah, it cuts us off at 7 miles an hour. So you could just kind of cruise yourself at 7 holding down the throttle if you don't want to pedal. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing today. And holding down pedal assist 1, let's press 2. And I got to be careful on trikes going around corners. If you've never seen one of these things, they can, if you're going too fast around the corner, they can get a little unsettled. Leaning your body into it will help neutralize any sort of tipping. Well, not any sort, but it'll help. Pedal assist 2 will take you up to about 10, and let's crank this thing on up to gear number 6. So the torque sensor, when you throw on pedal assist 2, it works the same way as any other e-bike or e-trike with a torque sensor. It just gives you a little bit more power in proportion to how hard you press. This one will cut you off at right at about 9 though. So we'll try pedal assist 3 now. Boom, that'll hit you with about 900 watts and get you up to 11. And let's just slow it down here from like a really slow speed on pedal assist 3, gear number 2. Torque sensor on this one actually feels pretty good. Not all torque sensors feel that great, but this one seems pretty well dialed. Gear number 5 here, gear number 6. So the gears and the pedal assist work independent from each other. The gears are changing the cassette on the back. The pedal assist just determines how much power the motor's giving you. So it seems nice for a trike. We're gonna test out the acceleration, the top speed, see how well it climbs the California incline, which is an 85-foot climb, 12% grade. Test the brakes and see what kind of range we get on today's 18-mile ride. And if you do decide you want to buy this bike, I do have a link below this video in the description box. It'll help give you the best price on this thing, as well as help support my reviews here on Tail Hobby TV. So pedal assist 4, full throttle, gives about 900 watts, 1,000 watts, and it'll cut you off at a healthy, safe 13. But going 13 around a corner, you might be best advised to kind of lean your weight in going around the corner just to make sure that opposite side wheel doesn't come off the ground. We do have the differential on the rear wheel, so you get power to both wheels on the back. So rear wheel drive on a trike with the differential on the back is the way I think it is best for an electric trike. You don't really want a trike with a motor on the front, in my opinion. I'm hearing a little squeak there, not quite sure what that was. Something just probably rubbing. We'll figure it out. But pedal assist 5 will bring this thing up to max speed of 15.5 mph. So not going fast will help you save on range. And we do have the 48 volt 20 amp hour battery pack on this one, which is pretty good for an electric trike. A little bit bigger than they have for the TK1 on the Mooncool trike. And then on pedal assist 5, if you pedal, yeah, this thing is geared. It only has 6 gears, which is like one less than usual, but it only goes up to like 15. So you probably don't need to pedal any faster than this. You can keep up, just barely. So definitely geared for some slower speed pedaling. It's geared appropriately. I don't know if you like to wear polarized shades on your ride or not, but does it filter out the display or not? Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Nope, does not filter it out, so that is great. This display is actually pretty nice. I like the colored battery bars there. We're at 100% still. The TK1 display was fine. This one's just a little nicer on the Pro. We do have a little clunking going on with the drivetrain back there. I don't know what's happening. Oh, you know what? That is, I think, the fender. Let's check this out. Now, this does have a parking brake. You want to make sure you put that on so it doesn't roll off on you. I don't know what that noise would be. Let's see what happens if we can just pick up a wheel. Let me try the other one. That's fine. Now, let me just turn this thing off completely. You never want to get your fingers down here in the drivetrain when it's not off completely, because it could cause you some trouble with your fingers. So that chain is actually a little bit loose. That bolt needs to be loosened up and just pull the whole thing down a bit. That's just way too loose. Needs to be tightened up for sure, so we gotta go back and get a wrench. So just make sure that bolt is tightened down before you take yours out. All right, back at home, got this thing tipped on its side. Here's a look at what's going on here. You see this? It was down there and it's just too loose, and this whole thing slid up, therefore making this chain way too loose. So we're just gonna loosen that up, move it down, tighten it down, we should be good to go. There we go. Well, that's what we should be looking like. Hopefully that's tight enough. Let's see if it works. I'm nervous. Oh yeah, we back in business, baby. Now the only thing is I'm worried it's gonna come loose again, so we'll see how it pans out today. Yeah, let's throw it back on pedal assist 5. If it does come loose, it'd be no better place than for it to happen near home, although I did bring my wrenches. I mean, that is sending quite a lot of torque through that pulley system, so hopefully it doesn't loosen up. So as I say in all of my trike reviews, there really is no good off-roading electric trike that has one wheel in the front and two in the back. These things are just not stable, really, off-roading. But I do like that this one does have like a really low center of mass. This is definitely not like an off-roading trike. One of the reasons for that is the pedals. Look how low the pedals get to the ground, so you don't really have a lot of ground clearance, but that's actually a good thing for trikes because you really want a low center of mass on these things to help keep them stable going around corners, and if you do get on wobbly terrain. I wouldn't put that seat all the way up on max because that's going to raise your center of mass very high and make you very susceptible to tipping over. And I also would not recommend taking this thing on the PCH. This road is way too fast for an e-trike that only goes 16. We're gonna try and make it work though. Oh, a little bump right there. Careful not to hit your wheel on a curb and tip yourself. So they do have turn signals. I don't think I have enough speed to do my lane merges here though, really. We'll take the same path up here as we did with the last TK1. Come on, little bike, go. We gotta make this light. We're not making this light. So that really low staying over height makes it easy to get on. Let's go ahead and do the 0 to 20 acceleration. You can see the wattage right here, GPS speed right here, onboard speed, ready, go. So 700, 900 watts, 10, 13, 14, 15. So I don't know, is that faster than the TK1? This is the TK Pro with 50% more power. It's fast enough to pass some electric bicycles. How about that? Yeah, it's a Mooncool TK Pro. Do you want to try it? It's an e-bike, electric trike. That's an e-bike, right? Okay. This one is too. I have the throttle off right now, but there's a button like right back here that you would press to bump it onto 1, if you can see that. Here, I'll just press it for you right there.
Okay.
That's 1.
She's gonna be 97.
Oh, really? 97? You got to be careful on turns because they're. Do you see where the brakes are? And careful not to run your feet over too. You probably want to put them up on the pedals.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Were you thinking about getting a trike maybe?
Yeah, eventually,
Yeah.
you know, when
You're 97 years old? Still out here riding.
Yeah.
That is amazing. What do you think of the trike?
Yeah, eventually I need one like this. You have to get used to it.
Yeah, they're way different than like a bicycle. That guy's doing so good for 97. That was so sketch though. Dude, I thought that guy was like, I don't know, 65 or 70. And since he was like already on an e-bike, I thought, I don't know, man. I guess the learning curve for these things when you're 97, I don't know. Good thing he didn't like run his foot over or turn and flip it or something. It looks like we are on mile number 9, showing 100% battery still. Now we're gonna go ahead and run it up the California incline, 85-foot climb, 12% grade. And this is rear wheel drive. So going up the loop-de-loop here with the open differential on 3 wheels. If one wheel starts to lift, we'll start to lose traction to the wheel that comes off the ground, which is happening just a bit here. So basically, it's a good thing that it does have the differential and rear wheel drive. Just careful not to go too fast around a turn uphill. Trikes that are front wheel drive absolutely suck for climbing hills. So this really has that going in its favor that it is rear wheel. So we'll do full throttle here for the base of the California incline, and we're gonna have to let off for a moment, but full throttle right now. 567, 1,000 watts of power output, 1,080. And I mean, we're pinned at the max speed of 15 miles an hour, and it'll just hold whatever wattage we need to keep going on it. And it doesn't give us a readout for like the temperature of the controller or anything, but it's handling, pulling this 200-pound body and the full weight of the trike on up to the top of the California incline, no problemo. Now let's talk brakes. We got 180 millimeter rotors. They are hydraulic Star Union brakes. These brakes actually feel really good. We do have 2 rotors, so I have seen some trikes, they'll run 3 rotors, 1 rotor for each wheel. This just has a rear rotor, 1 rotor on the rear for the rear axle, then 1 on the front for the front axle. What do they say? It's about 70-80% of your stopping power comes from the front wheel anyway, and this thing peaks out at 15 miles an hour. So I really don't see why you would need any more braking force than what they give you on this bike. Back brake is on the left, which you can lock up those tires, and yeah, this thing comes to a halt very quickly. And also, ever since I tightened up that bolt back there, we have not had any problems with it loosening up. I think it just wasn't like fully snugged up out of the box. That's one of those bolts you just don't really think to check. So it is not like a malfunction or a defect of the bike, just the actual bolt wasn't ever snugged up to where it needs to be. So you have your back brake on the right, front brake on the left. I'll show you what happens if you slam on them. Yeah, really good brakes on this thing. No worries on stopping power. Now, can it ride on the sand? I mean, I would say the tires are probably just not wide enough. Yeah. Not really. Actually made it a little further out here than I was expecting. And just in case you haven't seen the way a differential works, when I press on the throttle here, you're gonna see both wheels will turn and propel it forward. Basically, wheel of least resistance will get power. That's how that works. So let's see what the final range number is. It says it's 100% right now, which can't be true because we're like 10 miles into this ride, and I'll share my final thoughts along the way. So list price on this one is $2,300, is on sale for about $400 off that right now in the link below the description box. I might have a little discount code down there for you. So if you do want to buy this bike, if you click on that link in the description box below this video, it will help support my reviews on this channel and also give you the best price. Win-win situation. So I like that this has like 3-inch wheels and they're 20 inches tall. It keeps like the center of mass like low. In general, like this is kind of like a smaller electric trike. I've tried some with the big 4-inch, 20-inch tires. Those ones feel a little bit less stable to me, and I mean, it's just great that it's rear-wheel drive with the differential. The seat that comes on this one isn't my personal favorite. I feel like it kind of makes it a little bit hard to pedal, but you could just swap out, take off that backrest thing if you feel like it's inhibiting you from pedaling. I personally don't really have any problem just riding throttle on this the whole ride. Top speed, 15.5 miles an hour, probably the safe bet on an electric trike. I've been on these things going, you know, over 20 miles an hour. I think I got one up to like 28. It can be pretty sketch at those speeds because like you really don't want to be churning these things going faster than 15. Things that I love about this one, the color of this one, I love blue, and this is a very beautiful blue in my opinion. And it's folding. Foldable trikes are great because they take up less space when you're not actually using them, right? And if you need to transport it somewhere. So don't really see anything wrong with this one. Just that bolt that wasn't tightened up on the bottom, but honestly, like, whatever. Every now and then you're gonna have a loose bolt here or there. Just make sure it's nothing, you know, super important, like the front wheel. So let's head on home, see what the final range is. All right, dudes, just rolling back into the neighborhood here. Just crossed over 19 miles on the dot, hour 50 minutes ride time today. Average speed was a little bit slower than usual, obviously, 10.41. I've pretty much just been pinning the throttle at 15.5 miles an hour for the majority of the day while riding this thing, and it is showing 81% remaining on the battery. So checks out, you know, 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery pack. It's a pretty big battery pack, and then limiting us to about 15 miles an hour. You're always gonna do better range going at slower speeds. Typically, you know, on bikes, I'm out here doing at least 20, 25, 30, and the faster you go, the more wind resistance you have. It's gonna exponentially decrease your range. So Mooncool TK Pro electric trike, if you do want to grab one, use that link down below the video in the description box. Buy it through that link. Would help support my reviews and also give you the best price. However, if this is not the trike for you, you might want to watch this video right here. Watch it, check it out. Catch you over there.